The Institute of Lowland Forestry and Environment of the University of Novi Sad, Serbia, is a scientific research organization that has been established since 1958. The experimental forest estate Kačka Šuma, which is owned by the Institute, spans about 300 hectares, is a unique laboratory under the open sky, with poplar, willow, and black locust clones and genotypes collections from throughout the world. The research done here focuses on the most abundant tree species in Serbia, including European beech, sisal oak, and spruce, as well as fast-growing species like poplars, willows, and black locust, and high-quality wood species, including pedunculate oak, narrow-leaved ash, and wild cherry, which covers 90% of forest resources of Republic of Serbia. We lay a specific emphasis on urban forestry, its role in the environment, and the ability to provide various benefits to society. Climate predictions for the region of the Balkans and Serbia indicate that climate change will have a negative impact on the majority of dominant tree species, and that by the end of the 21st century, a significant decline in their vitality and natural distribution range can be expected. Researchers working at the Institute created maps that show expected distribution range of most important forest woody species in Serbia, based on the climate change scenarios, which are used for creation of strategic planning and reforestation of the Republic of Serbia. The systematic monitoring of forest ecosystems in Serbia covers 7 locations throughout the country. Numerous parameters are measured to indicate the condition and the dynamics of forest communities. Parameters that are monitored in these localities are growth and phenology of trees, properties and microbiological activity of the soil, diversity of ground vegetation, microfungi, ectomycorrhizal fungi, and insects, as well as the physiological tree parameters. In order to continuously monitor the impact of climate on forests in Serbia, the Institute has established a sensor network consisting of automatic dendrometers, sap flow system, and tree talker systems. This network is used to monitor the most important parameters of tree growth and vitality in real time. A special part of these observations is the monitoring of greenhouse gas emissions, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxides from the soil in forests, urban areas, and agroforestry systems. The monitoring and forecasting service of the Institute has been working for more than 50 years on monitoring and forecasting the most important harmful organisms in forests and plantations. The Institute conducts intensive applied research in mycology and microbial ecology and evolution, where we put focus on the research of alien plant pathogens. We use multigene phylogenies to identify microbes, as well as molecular phylogeography and population genetics to unravel pathways of invasion by pathogenic microorganisms. The Institute implements the FSC certificate, which verifies that the forests are managed sustainably and that ecologically acceptable methods are used to control pathogens, insects, and weeds. A notable area of the Institute's research relies on molecular studies based on the functional genomics, where the integrated achievements in the area of transcriptomics, metabolomics, and proteomics were made. Recent results in abiotic and biotic stress studies relied on implementation of up-to-date technologies in genome editing, where CRISPR-Cas9 method showed the exceptional potential in resistance improvement of forest tree species. In the adaptation of plant species to severe climate change, population genetics has emerged as an indispensable part of the research. Genetic diversity and population structure of all of the most important tree species in Serbia have been tested to date. The Institute has established provenance test plots in order to define the best adapted provenance on the change of environmental conditions in Serbia. Within the modern equipped laboratory for micropropagation, which deals with vegetative propagation of superior genotypes, and research and early testing of promising genotypes considering tolerance on heavy metals and salination, which further on has influence on the selection of superior genotypes. The Institute does research on the impact of abiotic stress, such as drought, high temperatures, salinity, and heavy metals, as well as biotic stress, such as presence of different diseases and insects on different tree species, as well as different populations among the same species. The important aspect within this research is monitoring of the oxidative stress based on the quantification of antioxidants and osmolytes such as proline, glycine, betaine, and polyamides, as well as carotenoids, tocopherols, and tocotrienols using liquid and gas chromatography are one of the best tools for the determination of the adaptability of woody species to upcoming climate scenarios. The overall goal is to select species, populations, provenances, and genotypes that are less susceptible to different types of biotic and abiotic stress, as well as to provide suggestions for measures to preserve forest genetic resources. Intensive research is done, which enables soil type determination and creation of soil maps, with the aim of selecting the proper tree species for afforestation and maximize production. The Institute pays special attention to studying tree growth processes and their differentiation due to competitive relationships over time in stands of different tree species. Permanent sample plots are established, where the growing space of target trees is experimentally regulated through thinnings in order to maximize the use of dendromass, increase vitality, and preserve diversity. Dendrochronological research conducted at the Institute is focused on the study of radial growth and stable isotope ratios from 3 rings. The aim of this research is to understand ongoing climate change and the response of the main forest species to the newly changed environments by applying complex statistical models based on the principles of machine learning. The restoration of forests and forest regions is one of the ambitions of the Institute of Lowland Forestry and Environment. Thousands of hectares of European forest land are intended to be restored as part of the Horizon 2020 Superb project, which we are part of. Intensive research is done at the Institute in order to define the possibility of using forest tree species for contaminated soil remediation. This process is known as phytoremediation. Up-to-date results are showing that different cultivars of poplars and willows that were bred at the Institute have great potential for soil phytoremediation, contaminated with heavy metals, nitrates, crude oil, and other organic soil and groundwater contamination, which can also be used for biomass production within short rotation plantations, which cover multiple different ecosystem services. The Institute conducts research on biogenic volatile organic compounds from trees in urban and forest environments. Part of these substances, known as phytoncides, have a positive influence on human health. The fundamental objective of this research is to identify and select superior genotypes and populations to enable creation of specialized green spaces for the improvement of human health and quality of life. Within urban areas, research focus is on the influence of heavy metals and different organic pollutants on vegetation, and the ability of trees for organ accumulation and storage of these compounds. We investigate xenobiotics and various stable isotopes ratios deposited in trees from the environment during growth to have an insight into the time chronologies of various natural phenomena, as well as anthropogenic activity and pollution dynamics. The Institute has implemented a large number of international and national projects associated to the enhancement of the cultivation and management of various tree species, conservation, and direct use of forest genetic resources, establishment of protective greenery, recultivation of degraded lands, forest care and protection, and the development of forest economic bases. While we work closely with the regional economy, cities, and municipalities to link producers and end users and to give information and expertise, we also actively grow our own business as a producer of high-quality forest and ornamental reproductive material. Our vision is to take the lead in developing and implementing innovative technologies for forestry, agroforestry, urban forestry, and environmental preservation. The mission of the Institute for Lowland Forestry and Environment is to provide research results that will enable the development of new and improvement of existing technologies, products, and services in the field of forestry and environmental protection.